right about now. Alrighty then, so here we are. Welcome back, guys, to the War is Coming Grand Finals between the Tyrant Legends and the Tyrant Warlords. We have yet again another 3v3 here for game number 7 as we head into the wonderful land, the wonderful world of Descent Ring, one of the NC Zone maps, and quite an interesting map, one of the better maps in the map pool, I do believe. This map is always quite entertaining because of the balance between land and water that the teams have to strike. And so far, we've only ever seen this map in a 4v4 situation. Now we get to see it in a 3v3 situation, which could make things a little bit different. Of course, I still believe that fighting for the water and the land equally is just as important. But for this one, we actually do have some different civs as well, which is nice. We've got mirror civs, but it is team random. So the civs are random, but they are mirrored across the lake, across the teams. I just had a Wallow there, but I don't see anything on my second monitor just yet, so I'll wait for that to pop up. There we go. Witchmon just became a Wallow Warlord. Thank you very much, Witchmon, for subscribing. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for the support, and thanks for becoming a Wallow Warlord. So let's introduce the players here, and let's see where they're at on the map. So on the very north of the map, in the yellow, we've got Jordan23, and he is playing as the Franks here. To the left of him, in the blue, we've got Cab, and he's playing as the Spanish. Just to the south of Cab, we've got the Viper in the green, playing as the Britons on that flank. Really, you can't call it a flank position or a pocket position, though. Although they technically are, by the time the players move out to the edge of the map, and the way that the water is, and the tiny size of these islands, it's not really a flank or a pocket, because it's going to be the same wherever you are on the map. So that's the Tyrant Legends. Up to the north, east of the map rather, in the red, we've got Fire playing as the Spanish. In the pocket position, we've got Bagiofro playing as the Britons. I think the first game this entire tournament that he has not played as the Mayans, which is a very refreshing thing to see. Maybe he's going to be so confused by the fact that he's not playing the Mayans that he'll forget how to play the game entirely. I have no idea, but either way, on the left flank then, we've got Riot, and he's in the teal as the Franks. Now, interesting strat already. We've got Riot building his TC out on the edge here, and I think there's a lot of different teams playing a lot of different strategies on this map, and the moving out to the edge of the map thing, I believe it was Sai who did that first, and it seems like it might have caught on a little bit here. We've already got Riot here going out to the edge, and we've also got Jordan23 going out to the edge. Interestingly enough, it's both of the Frank players going out to the edge of the map as well. Now, the reason going out to the edge of the map is a little bit risky is because you have to leave those sheep behind. You also have to leave the deer behind, which you know are going to be a safe source of food. So going out to the map is edge of the map is very risky, and it's also very risky because you don't have a scout. So in Jordan23's situation, you can see he's building this TC here, but he's only got one sheep on this outside area. One sheep, that's it. So his food income is going to be virtually nil for a while. Obviously, this is a nomad map, so he's got 200 food to start with, but he's going to have to go out and explore. He's going to have to find that food, rather than using the food that's already there on this little crop of land that is there for him to take. It's there for the taking. So he's taking the shorefish, that's something, and that's always guaranteed when you build your TC at the edge of the map. But obviously he has to scout and he has to find that food, and there's no guarantee he's going to have a good amount of food nearby. Riot's doing the same thing. Riot has built his TC next to a berry patch, though. Not too close to the shorefish, which is probably a little bit of a mistake, but he has got deer close by, and he has got sheep as well, which he's managed to scout with his sheep, kind of funnily enough. But you can see plenty of resources. There's a few groups of sheep out here, and he should be fine. Now, the combination of land and water makes this map really interesting, in my opinion, because moving out to the edge of the map is well, it kind of serves two purposes, I guess. I mean, the first thing is that you don't have so much risk, I suppose, of losing your TC if you lose the water. If you lose the water and you've got a TC here, then it's definitely going to go down from the water. Your TC will be taken down from the shore here. Whereas if it's on the edge, it might be slightly easier to protect. It's probably easier to run your villagers away to safety. Secondly, you will have to go out to the edge anyway. There's only a very small amount of wood on these little islands, and it quickly runs out if you're doing a galley rush. So getting out to the edge, taking wood there, does save you some time later on when you have to come out anyway. Not only that, but it's also a real pain in the butt having to transport villagers. If, for instance, you lose the water, your villagers get stranded here, they're basically goners. If you then come back to your island and want to take the villagers away, you better have water control, otherwise your transport ship will get sunk and you will lose those villagers. So really important to make sure that you keep those villagers safe, and they're really, really vital. So we see both the Frank players coming out to the edge. Perhaps when they get up to feudal, they'll do some scouts and try and do a little bit of raiding on the edge of the map as well. It won't be long before we see the other players moving out to the edge to take a lumber camp, as splitting that wood's really important. And of course, we will see a little bit of grushing action coming in as well fairly soon. So we'll keep a close eye on who's going up to feudal first. Now, it's worth noting that things are pretty fine. You have to cut things pretty fine with the starting resources that you have. You have a total of 4 deer and 6 sheep. So you've got 600 food from the sheep, and then you've got 560 from here, giving you a total of 960 food, which is not quite enough when you're continually making villages to get up to the feudal age quickly. So you see players taking the shorefish to get a little bit of extra there. You'll see players adding in docks sooner and later. You'll get them adding in some fishing ships to supplement their food income. So getting a really fast feudal time is still really important, and the lack of natural food on these islands can make that a little bit difficult sometimes, and that can mean that the variance in the feudal time can be quite large between teams, giving one team quite a big advantage on water. So you see already Baggio and Fire here, neither of them docking yet. On the left side, Viper and Cab pretty much docking at identical times. These guys pretty much putting up their docks in sync with each other. The docks for Backed and for Fire pretty damn delayed in comparison, and it makes me wonder if they're going for a faster feudal time instead, or maybe I'm just blind and I take that back, because Fire already does have a dock. In fact, he had a dock first, I believe. He just docked on the edge of the map, which confused me because you don't normally see that happen. So over here we've got Fire starting to wall up a little bit, and walling on this edge of the map is important because once you move out some villagers to the edge and you start making a lumber camp at the edge of the map, you will start getting raided in the feudal age. So it looks like we're going to see walls from both teams coming up at the edge. Maybe we'll see a barracks coming up from rear fairly soon, but he does not have the wood for that at the moment. He has got his fishing ships coming out though, as well as Jordan 23. Jordan 23's dock, pretty slow, probably the last one to go up actually, but obviously he is relying on finding his food and scouting, and probably having a little bit of villager idle time as he collects up these sheep and things as well here. So on the water, a couple of fishing ships out for most players at the moment, and it's not going to be long before we start seeing people clicking up to the feudal age. Now you see there, Baggio really delayed his dock quite a lot, only just getting out his first fishing ship, but it looks like he's the first, oh, no, not the first, the second to the feudal age. Now, generally speaking, when you start making fishing ships, you slow down your feudal time slightly. The reason for that is because if you're making fishing ships, you have to have more villagers on wood. So you're not getting quite as much food income at the start of the game, which means that by the time you start getting fishing ships out and they start bringing food in, it takes a while for them to repay the investment of wood, and you end up getting a slightly faster time by gathering only food, of course. Viper, though, is still somehow managing to get up to the feudal age faster than anyone else. He's just lightning fast, as ever, and he's sent out some villagers to the edge of the map now to start taking a little bit of wood out there. Looks like he's going to be the grusher for his team. Of course, the Britons as well get that sheep gather bonus, which gives them a nice little boost to their food income in the early game. Bad Jofro the same. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously going to be the Grusher for the Tyrant team. Probably going to want to bring out a couple of galleys pretty quickly. But having said that, can only just afford one now, and he hasn't actually got much gold income either. In fact, adding in a barracks on the edge of the map seems like he's going to actually add some archers instead. Seems odd to me that they wouldn't go for a fast galley to just try and start doing some damage to the enemy fishing ships. But Viper clearly on the edge of the map, prioritizing some aggression here, taking some wood now, and not wanting to build that galley clearly, so he can get an archery range up first. Interesting stuff. Riot seems like he wants to try and wall it up, but I don't think he's going to do it in time. Meanwhile, on the right side, outposts from fire going up, but he has managed to fully wall it, fortunately. Riot a lot slower in comparison. And he's going to spot those villagers as well. So he's going to see that coming. He's going to see that coming a mile off. Viper's going to see that coming. Viper knows that Riot knows that Viper knows he's coming in. Everybody knows Viper's coming in. But Riot at the moment only just clicking up to feudal. So it's going to be a while now before he can counter this or whatever Viper's doing. Now it seems like Bad Jofro then, who is up to feudal now, it seems like he is going to be the Grusher, that's for sure. On the edge of the map, he has got one lumber camp. Only 4 villagers out there, though. His focus seems then to be on galley rushing and hitting the Tyrant Legends water economy. Now, this game is kind of funny because it does change as the game goes on. The focus of the game does change as the game goes on. At the first, it's all about the water, taking out the fishing ships that your opponents have. Really valuable. And there's that first ship going down from Jordan 23 there. Bad Jofro getting that kill. But the water is really, really important in the early game, I think. As the game goes on, I think the water becomes less important in the Castle Age and in the late feudal age, when things on the land start to hot up and those second and third TCs on the edge come up. Then, in the late game, water is really important because you can start getting cannon galleons out and you can start doing a lot of damage from the shore because there's not a huge amount of land between the shore and the edge of the map, so you do a lot of damage from the water. So I think it's a really interesting dynamic that this map has. So far though, so good. Bad Jofro's micro has been great, and he's actually getting a lot of fishing ships here, even though Jordan's trying to avoid as many arrows as he possibly can. Doing a really good job. Jordan's also snuck a villager through here, but he's not going to get away. Fire is on the ball. He is watching that villager with hawk eyes, and he's going to make sure that she does not escape. Bad Jofro getting more fishing ship kills, and this is huge. Jordan 23 down to 27 population, and he's still not up to the feudal age yet as well. He's very slow to get up. 27 pop, and he's got less than anyone else, and he's just lost a lot of fishing ships. His teammates just don't seem to be bothered about the water at all. Cab bringing in a few galleys now, but you know, Bad Jofro already dominating the water pretty well so far. Viper, though, bringing in a galley of his own, starting to hit Riot there. And on the land, Viper's sending in those archers as well. So far, not doing too much, just losing 3 archers. 2 archers going down to the TC, and it seems like 1 archer getting battered by about 3 villagers there. Viper's not having too much good luck down here. He needs to stay out of villagers' way if he wants to kill them with these archers, by the looks of things. Bad Jofro as well, denying these deer from Jordan. Going to even label the deer here, killing them off so Jordan can't take them. And Jordan's having a pretty hard time, to be honest with you, out on this area of the map. It seems to me like he wanted to fast castle this, and that would make sense. The Franks are really great in the Castle Age. They have fantastic knights, but it's not going to be easy for him to do that. Obviously, Riot in a similar situation. Maybe wanting to fast castle, but certainly going to be a lot more successful in doing so. He has got 197 gold. He needs just 3 more gold, and he is going to be able to fast castle this one up. He's trying to build a watchtower here. Looks like he will lose a couple of villagers perhaps, but he runs back to his watchtower now, and he'll use that watchtower to keep himself nice and safe. Funny thing is, Jordan's villager here with 2 health managed to get away. I don't believe that. That's madness. And, well, Riot just needs 3 more gold. 3. Just 3, and he can get himself into the castle age. He's got a tower here, and he should be able to protect his gold collectors so that he can start getting knights out. But this villager from Jordan could be a problem. Ooh, it could be a very big problem. Jordan 23, meanwhile, still looking for that castle age upgrade, but still not finding it just yet. Cab and Bagiofro going at it on the water. Cab does seem to have the water advantage, actually. He's got 11 military versus Bagiofro's 12, but seems like Cab's back here doing some damage as well. I don't know why Cab does not go for Bagiofro's transport ship. Like, he should just go for that. Because that is good. If you can get the transport ship, that'd be huge. Obviously, he has to hit that quite a few times, but it would really be worthwhile getting it. Of course, Bagiofro could have bring it to the safety of the TC, but if he could have got that, that would have been massive for him. So Viper's got nothing left on the water at the moment either. He's continuing to send some archers in here, but I don't think Viper's done too much. If we have a quick look at the kill to death ratio, Viper's killed 8, lost 7. I don't think he's killed 8 villagers, but even still, Riot is doing just fine. He should be up to the castle age before Jordan. Indeed, he is. And as long as he can just get a little bit of gold, he might be alright for actually getting out some knights. At the moment, though, gold's still being a little bit denied, and he's forced to take quite a bit of stone. Obviously, the Franks have really quite cheap castles. He could look for a castle once he hits the castle age. He could look for another tower, perhaps. But either way, he has to get gold if he wants knights. And Jordan here, building that stable, and he's going to be pumping out some knights from there pretty quickly. Of course, the the Warlords team know about this villager. This villager's on 2 health. She's been hunted down, but they don't seem to be doing anything about that, apart from Bagiofro walling up. Riot's going to be in trouble, I think. So Fire's up to castle now. That's pretty good. And he's done that faster than Jordan as well, so he should be able to defend that top side. He might even get aggressive there. And look at that, building a castle as well on the shoreline. So going straight away for those conquistadors, no doubt. And of course that castle will double up to protect his docks as well if he starts to make some more boats to support on the water. At the moment, water's not been won or lost either, though, so it's still all to play for there. And Riot dropping the ball. A lot of idle villagers here, unable to finish that watchtower. He's made it up to the castle age, but this is where he needs some sling or something, because he's got no resources, really. Jordan 23, he's about to hit castle any second now, and we're going to start seeing some knights coming in here, which is going to be pretty strong. Fire adding in some fire ships on the water. Interesting stuff. He might be able to really contribute a lot on the water. It depends how much he commits to the land, I guess. Obviously, in Fire's situation, it's going to be a very good idea to make some conquistadors. And indeed, he's already got those queued up. Coming down here to perhaps look for that villager from Jordan 23, who's just made it up to the castle age now. And is starting some knight production from not 1, but 2 stables. Plenty of farms for him, but not a huge amount of food income, because he did lose those fishing ships, remember. That's pretty huge. Losing those fishing ships is a big, big deal. Bagiofro is doing really well on the water as well, actually. He's killed 10 units so far, and he's only lost 2. Problem is, on the land, Viper's coming in with some archers, and I don't think he's going to wall that up in time. It's going to be tough. Another house, and whoa, Viper's going back. Never mind. Bagiofro with a quick gate. One more house, and he is walled. Safe and sound. Not bad at all. And if he can keep that wall up, he's going to be in a good position, actually. He can stop this aggression coming in. He can focus more on the water like he has been doing, and he can continue to kick some butt. But, yeah, obviously, I take that back about kicking butt. He just lost a lot of boats on the water right there. Whilst we were watching this, he was fighting Cab, and he lost quite a bit by the looks of things. Suddenly his KD is 12-10 rather than 12-2. Over this left side, though, like I say, Riot's still in trouble. He's unable to get that second watchtower up. Jordan's knights are coming in. And Riot now making a monastery and a market to, well, get some monks out and try and convert some of these knights. 1 knight conversion, not too shabby. We'll lose the knight. We'll lose the monk. But getting one knight, not too bad. If you can get another knight, that'd be great. Unfortunately, still no gold. And for Riot now, this is getting really costly. The longer he's in trouble like this, the more problems they're going to have. Bad Jofro going for some snipes on the fishing ships. He's done a really good job of killing off fishing ships this game. He just seems to weasel his way in there and get the kills. But Riot's eco is destroyed. Look at this. He's got so many idols. He can't take gold. He's got archers at the back of his wood line. He's got knights to the right. He's not got any watchtowers. And I feel like for Riot here, if he can't do something fast, if he doesn't get support from his teammates fast, then it's game over for the Warlords. You can't be down a player like this early on. And at the moment, he can't do anything. His eco is absolutely destroyed. He could come here and take some gold. It's risky. But, you know, it's better, I guess, to do something than just sit your villagers in your TC and hope for the best. Seems like we've got some units from Fire coming over. 4 Conquistadors. I don't think that's going to be enough. Jordan 23's already got the first defense upgrade. And these villagers for Riot are still idle as well. Cab now with War Galley on the water as well. Bad Jofro does not have that upgrade. So as well as it was going on the water for Backed, it's no longer. I mean, he has not even got Fletching here. No Fletching upgrade, nothing like that. The water is basically going to be lost pretty soon for these guys if Cab gets his way. And Cab is getting his way, let's be honest. Backed, he's still feudal. He's not going up to castle anytime soon by the looks of it. We'll get a few more fishing ship kills. But my real concern is just Riot right now. Riot's running back to his TC with more villagers. And even though Viper's only using archers at the moment, he will take down these Conquistadors. By the looks of things. Depends how well they're microed, I guess. But either way, this is just not enough from Fire to help save Riot's ass. And Riot, he's probably got about 8 villagers that are actually working, actually doing something at the moment. And that's just not enough. That is not enough. Looking at the populations, you can see that Riot's on 31 population. The next lowest from that is Jordan 23 with 56. So that just puts it into perspective a little bit. He is very far behind. And looking at military as well, sorry, overall score, he's about 400, more than that, probably about 800 score behind everyone else, which is, again, a huge deal. Conquistadors from Fire, though, they're definitely very good. Viper, still not into the castle age yet. He's on the way up, but he has done a lot of archers here, so it kind of makes sense he's a little slow. Once he gets to the castle age, and these guys upgrade to crossbow, he will have no problem taking down these Conquistadors. No problem at all. But these Conquistadors certainly bought them a little bit of time. Riot's trying to get his second TC up now on this gold. But like I say, once these guys get upgraded, because he's playing as the Britons, he'll get 1 extra range for free. And then he'll get Bodkin Arrow, which will make him have 4 plus 3 range, and then he'll get crossbow, and these Conquistadors won't stand up to that for long. So I think Viper, once he reaches castle, is going to really be able to push this back and keep that pressure on. For now, Riot's got himself a little bit of a breather. He's able to get that second TC up, but it's a big costly mistake from Riot there. Well, it wasn't really a mistake, it was just costly. It was costly. So Cab on the water here could do some damage. You could bring down this TC from Bad Jofro. Bad Jofro is still not up to the castle age. He's still not clicked up. And I'm wondering why that is now. Why is it that he is slow up to castle? How has this happened? I mean, it should not be 33 minutes and still feudal for him. Cab was castle long ago. And sure, he is really committed to this Grush, obviously. But at the moment, unable to take much gold as he's being raided on the water. And yeah, it's just, this is messy play from the Warlords here. Viper's Castle now. And we're going to see that crossbow upgrade coming in straight away. We're going to see Bodkin Arrow straight away. University as well. He's going for ballistics. He's going for the full lot. And of course the Britons don't get Thumb Ring. That would just be incredibly OP if they did. But yeah, he's coming in. Riot's getting up a siege workshop for some defense here. Mangonel would be good. But like I say, crossbow done. 5 plus 2 range. 5 plus 3 range. And out he goes. Because these Conquistadors, Well, outranged by 2. And with crossbow out now, the extra firepower, I don't think they're going to last too long, to be honest with you. I guess we'll see what happens, but we could see a lot more dead villagers over this side very soon. Cab, surprisingly, actually, not as dominant on the water as I thought, but he has gone up to 3 TCs, whereas Bagiofro's only on the way up to castle now. Cab boomed up pretty well, 3 TCs here. I'm surprised he's not slinging someone, to be honest with you, but doesn't really matter at this point. We've even got a castle drop on the left side from Viper. It's a cattle drop right in range of Riot's TC. Risky place because it's next to that siege workshop, but either way, like I said, these archers now, these crossbows, pretty short work of those conks. And Jordan's coming in with some knights, with some monks to support a little more. There's the mangonel from Riot. Of course, Viper sees it. Will he be able to stay out of its way? Probably, but will he keep his villagers safe? That's another question. There's a lot at risk with that mangonel in defense. Like I said, a risky place for that castle there. Anyway, that's a bit too much for these guys to handle here. Riot still does not have fletching or anything like that, so these knights, if they get more upgraded, they could bring down a TC on their own. Viper's going to try for that mangonel anyway. Going to lose a few dudes in the process. Oh, man. Riot just repairing that mangonel with his villagers there. That was very close, but it's not going to last much longer now because Jordan 23 is in there with his knights. And there's GG from Riot right there. I mean, we knew that was coming. We knew that was coming. It was a matter of time. Cab, by the way, on the way up to the Imperial Age now. Jordan 23, still castle. Fire, nowhere to be seen. And honestly, that game from Warlords was just bad. That was just bad from them. I mean, Bagiofro was okay on the water, but he should not have been to the castle age that slowly. He took forever. Cab was already up to Imp by the time Bagiofro reached castle nearly. On the land, Viper took his time going up to castle, but him and Jordan 23 pressured Riot so hard that Jordan 23 just had nothing, no chance at all. Viper's castle on that left side, the support from the knights was enough to end that right then and there. And honestly, I'm surprised that the Warlords got so sloppy as to leave that stable there. They knew that Jordan was back there. I mean, that villager was still alive, even though Fire had his conquistadors over here. That villager should have been dead. That villager should have been well dead, and they should have walled that up way before Jordan managed to mass that many knights out here. So I think just messy play from the Warlords, really. And we'll play to the Legends as usual. And they're going to get themselves the 5th and final point in this series, making it 5-2. But that's not it.